Recycling, a topic often discussed but rarely truly understood. From a young age, I was taught to sort my trash into blue bins, believing I was helping to save the planet. For the first 13 years of my life, recycling was a routine part of my household. Now, we all use plastic every day: bottles, bags, food containers, and most of us believe that recycling them helps the environment. But the truth is, recycling doesn't work the way we think it does. I've researched this topic using environmental reports and articles from organizations such as the EPA, the National Geographic, and the United Nations. The current plastic recycling system is fundamentally broken, and the best way to address the plastic crisis is to focus on reducing our reliance on single-use plastics rather than relying on recycling. First, I'll explain why our current system of plastic recycling doesn't work. Then, I'll propose a more effective solution: reducing plastic use and production at the source. Now, the problem. Plastic recycling does not work. According to the Environmental Protection Agency's 2020 report, only about 8.7% of plastic waste in the United States was actually recycled. The rest went to landfills or incineration. As National Geographic journalist Laura Parker explained in a 2018 article, the recycling symbols printed on plastic products are misleading. Most plastics labeled with numbers 3 through 7 are rarely recycled because it's simply too expensive and inefficient to process them. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, reported in 2022 that manufacturing new plastic from fossil fuels is cheaper than recycling old plastic, which discourages companies from reusing materials. So even though we're told to recycle, the truth is that the process doesn't actually keep most plastics out of landfills or oceans. To really solve this problem, we need to focus on stopping plastic waste before it's created. The solution: reduction, not recycling. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals emphasize cutting single-use plastics as one of the most effective steps towards achieving responsible consumption and production. The World Economic Forum reported in 2021 that countries like Rwanda and Kenya dramatically reduced plastic litter through strong plastic bans and strict enforcement. The Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found that small behavioral changes, like using reusable bottles, bags, and containers, can collectively create measurable reductions in waste across large populations. By focusing on reduction instead of relying on recycling, both governments and individuals can make a measurable impact on the global plastic crisis. Today, I explained why the current recycling system fails and how reducing plastic production and consumption can create a real solution. Recycling may sound like a solution, but it has failed to keep plastics out of our oceans and landfills. The true solution is to use less plastic in the first place. As consumers, we can choose reusable alternatives and reduce demand for single-use plastics. As citizens, we could support laws and companies that prioritize reduction and innovation. So the next time you see that little recycling triangle on a plastic bottle, remember, the real solution isn't in the bin, it's in preventing waste before it begins.